Alright, so today is basically part 2 of my last video, but we're gonna go more in depth on how to be consistent at posting on TikTok and understanding how to actually stay committed. Without further ado, grab your notebook, grab your pen, grab your snacks, and let's get into it. Alright, so before we begin, you have to understand what friction is. The reason you're struggling to stay consistent is because of friction. Now, what is friction? Friction is the effort it takes to go from I should post to I posted. We do have two kind of frictions, which is production friction and decision friction, but I'll go into that in a second. Now, what is the goal here? Let's zoom in. The goal here is to get the lowest amount of friction as possible while maintaining the highest possible quality. Now, you don't necessarily need high quality on TikTok. You can get away with decent quality, but I mean, this is the goal, right? This is the dream outcome you want, right? Now, why is this the goal? Let me break it down to you. So, a TikTok is a bet. If you don't understand the game yet, why bet $1,000 in time? You understand what I'm trying to say? So your currency isn't money, it's time. A 5-minute TikTok is a $1 bet. A 20-minute TikTok is a $5 bet. 1 hour TikTok 50 and 5-hour TikTok is a $500 bet. Why the fuck are you spending 5 hours on a TikTok that's gonna get you 500 views? Now, this is what you should be doing as a beginner. You should be placing small bets because you're still learning the game, bro. You don't understand what TikTok works. So, for example, if I'm a creator and I'm currently getting 100, 200, 300, maybe 1,000 views per TikTok, these should be dollar bets, $5 bets, because none of my TikToks blew up yet, so I don't know what works. But when I do get a TikTok that blew up, then I'm going to start spending 1 hour on it because I'm more comfortable with knowing what works and what doesn't. You spend 5 hours on a TikTok in the beginning, most likely you will not get a return on your investment, thus demotivating you to create more 5-hour TikToks. You understand what I'm saying? As to if you bet $1, you know what I'm saying, and you lose it, basically putting in 5 minutes to create a TikTok. You don't care. You're going to go into the next one and try again, and try again, and try again. The reason I'm making this video today is because somebody came in my community and was telling me that, you know what I'm saying, they were making edits and it was taking them a long time. And I looked and they only had a few TikToks. So I feel like a lot of you guys are having this problem. So that's basically why I'm making it. But let's go deeper into it, right? So now here's an example of what this is. So just to make sure you guys understand, who would last longer if they were posting daily? The guy who's high friction meaning he's doing edits. Not necessarily the format means it's high friction. It's mainly the time you're spending on it and your return. So if you're spending 2 hours on an edit and you're only getting 100 views, that is a high friction thing. If you spend 2 hours on an edit and you're getting 1 million views, that is no longer high friction. Who gives a fuck? You're getting 1 million views. Keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So who's getting better return on their investment? This guy edits. He's making edits. It's taking him 2 hours. He's on CapCut, stressing all day. You know what I'm saying? Or this guy, low friction, right? He's spending 10 minutes, self-LARP. He's just setting up the camera and recording himself. It's taking 10 minutes, right? So who will last longer? 3, 2, 1. Yep, you got it right. Low friction, right? Of course. Why? Because convenience creates consistency. These TikToks are so convenient to make, he doesn't even have to think. He just puts up his phone, record it, and gets it done. This guy he has something called decision friction, where he has to think of what clips. He has to find the clips, then download the clips, then put it in CapCut, add the music, edit. It's taking 2 hours. He'll be burnt out in 3 days. You understand what I'm trying to say? So how do you know what to post for yourself, right? What do you post? Well, the answer is it varies, like a lot. I had a guy join my community like a week ago, and he came to me and I looked over his TikTok and I said, yo, do this, do that. And basically, like, I forgot what I said. It was a week ago, man, but I told him what to do. And he just came back to me maybe like 3 days ago, 2 days ago. And he said, yo, what you told me, it worked. It's actually gaining traction on my TikTok. So if you want to join my community and want help just like that, link is in the description. But for the rest of you guys, here's the framework. And please, this is the most important part of the video, so take notes here. All right, so number 1, research. Train your For You page to find artists in your lane trying to go up. Now, in my last video, I kind of explained how to train your For You page. So if you want to go back and just take a look at that, by all means, please do. But what that is doing is essentially turning your For You page into a research feed for your niche. You want to make sure it's for your niche. Make sure they look similar to your niche. Now, what you want to do next is find people on your level that already has a outlier post, a post getting above average views. Now, what is that? Let me show you an example, my brother. So look at this guy. This guy's getting 2K, 2K, 27K, 3K, 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 2K, 70K, 87K. So now the question is, which one are the outlier posts? Yes, you got it correct. It's the 27K, 87K, and 73K. Understand why is he getting 73K here? Why is it 87K? Understand why these are getting 87 and copy the format. Like I just said, that 300K post is what you want to copy. Now, here's a tip real quick before we move on to the next step. Don't copy the big artist already, because if the established artist is getting 2 million views, You don't know how much of that came from the format versus the fact that they're already famous, my brother. But if some kid with 800 followers normally gets 500 views and suddenly gets 300K, that's the post you want to copy. Now, the next step is the friction test. Before copying the format, ask how much friction does this take? Is it low, is it medium, or is it high? But before we go into the next step, you got to understand two versions of friction. Now, there is production friction and there is decision friction. Production friction is how long it takes to execute, and decision friction is how long it takes to come up with the idea. An example would be for production friction is the editing it takes to make an edit. Decision friction is how long it takes to find those clips for the edit. A lot of people actually struggle way more with decision friction than production. Like, you know how to make a meme, but you don't know what meme to make. So you gotta search and spend an hour looking and understanding what memes will work, what wouldn't. So just be careful that decision friction isn't blocking your judgment when it comes to judging what post actually has high or low friction. Okay, so just understand that. If it's low friction, copy the structure and test it. If you see a guy, he normally gets 500 views, but now he's getting 300,000 views, copy that 300,000 view post and see how long it takes you. If it takes you more than 30 minutes, it's a high. If it takes you more than 10, it's a low friction. And your goal is what? Low friction, right? So if it is low friction, you're good. You can do it. If it's high friction, don't immediately copy the execution. Copy the reaction. What the hell does that mean, 12? What does that mean? I'm gonna explain to you right now. So this is one of my artists in my community. Yes, he gotten over like 20K, 30K streams. He blew up again recently on TikTok after I told him what to do. It's the same guy. And what I realized is his old post, he actually had an outlier a few months ago. And a lot of people were saying, sounds like Che clone, whatever, right? The average person will take this as hate and they will try to stop sounding like Che. But no, what you want to do is engagement bait. Make a video using Che. Play on the engagement. Because now when you make another video using Che, they're going to continue to comment Che clone. And what's that's going to do? That's going to push your post further and then keep further. And then you will get more comments like this. I want to see you win. The hate is still support. But just use that support to find your target people who actually want to hear you, which is right here in the middle. You understand what I'm trying to say? You want to use these guys to get to these guys. They're helping your post. 1,000 likes, they're helping your post. You're good to go. Okay, so you want to copy the reaction. The reaction was Che clone, so now you make a video using Che. It's pretty simple. I know originally it wasn't, but I just broke it down for you, so thank you. I'm goated. Let's go. So now, last thing to kind of sum everything up, once you decide what videos you're going for, I would say make that same kind of video for at least 2 to 3 weeks, at least once a day. But I think 2 to 3 weeks is enough to see an outlier post, and once you see that, then you can optimize and repeat, and you should be on your way to success. If you need more help or want me to exactly break down what you need to do and what you need to post like I did for my other guy, link is in the description for the community. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out of here.